That's more like it. That's more like it, faithful. How good. How bloody good. Wasn't the prettiest game of football, but a hard-earned win. They fought hard. They fought to the end. And some real feel-good stories to come out of it. And the best part is we get to go into this 2-week break not stewing on the fact that we're 0-3. We're on the board. Look, plenty to work on, but they ground out a win. Two pretty inexperienced, undermanned sides with plenty of key players out on both ends. Obviously, Port's injury list is pretty bad, but we did what we had to do. Made it hard for ourselves. The inaccuracy in front of goal was frustrating to say the least, but did what we had to do, and yeah, that last quarter was electric. Sadly didn't get to go tonight, but there's a little kiddie pool there, how good. Didn't get to go tonight, but looked like a lot of fun for all those who did. So if you did go, hope you had a good time. Guess we just get stuck into some goods. Plenty of players who were noteworthy and deserve a shout out. Where do we start? I want to start, I think, with Archie Roberts. He is absolutely in the conversation for a Rising Star nomination this week. And yeah, it's going to take a pretty good game to knock him off. Obviously, kicked a goal, involved in some really key plays. I think he had like 20 odd touches of the footy and just looked really sound. Easily best game he's played for the club, and just awesome to see, because this is what we need from our team right now. Is we need growth from our young players, and he's someone who's so raw still, has played so little footy, and just an awesome big step for him. And yeah, he looked absolutely fantastic. Another one, maybe we'll go down the more senior end. I think Jade Gresham played one of his best games he's played for Essendon. Really good. I like the tandem they've got going on with him and Merritt, where one of them will roll up and one of them will drift forward at stoppages and just sort of throughout the game. And they spoke about it a bit on the coverage, how it can confuse defenders, and it definitely was. Merritt was getting a lot of the ball. He obviously had a great game too, but Gresh did some really good things. And I think his pressure was the other thing that I was really impressed by. Even when he wasn't, taking marks, often against bigger defenders, he was getting the ball to ground, bringing others into it, and it also helped set up some stuff as well. So he was really, really good. Sammy Durham was really good, playing that sort of half-forward role at times, pushing up in the guts a bit and then drifting forward. Was involved in so many chains of footy where we scored, not always a goal, but got involved in everything. So, yeah, big game for Sammy. Zachy Merritt, of course, just does what he needs to do every single week. So he was fantastic. Dylan Shield looked good. When he's playing in the midfield, he seems a lot more comfortable, as I think we've all come to realise, compared to when he's running out as a halfback. A few times he blazed away and just sort of bombed the ball as Shield would do. But yeah, he performed really well and looked really sound, playing in his natural position. Sardell Hawley coming in for a quarter of footy, that was really, really special, and just loved how he just took the game on, gets it, takes a bounce, takes on a couple of players and helps set up with a goal with a really great passage of play going end to end. And, we've really craved some good running carry out of our defence this season, and even late last year at times. We sort of something we struggled with was that end-to-end footy, and he looks like someone who can provide that. Hopefully he gets his opportunities and he's able to stay in the side and keep playing for a little while, because, yeah, he looked really natural playing that position. Didn't see him having to, I guess because the ball probably wasn't down their end much in that last term, having to do too much dirty work. But all the contests he was involved in, he performed really, really well. So awesome to see. He got a bit of time on the TV after the game, which was really nice. And, it's always really great, these stories of players who have looked like they're AFL opportunity may have passed, but then, they've been given a lifeline. And, we've got a few of those guys in our team, obviously with Nick Martin and Sammy Durham, and obviously we've had guys in the past, but, this could be another one of those stories. We are the mid-season draft kings, as we know. So, can't wait for the next one. That'll be good. That'll be good. Another guy I want to give a big shout out to, and he's one of my boys and someone I'm always trying to pump up. And in that first term, Mitch Georgiades looked like he was going to kick 10 goals on us. He was awesome. He crushed Ben Mackay. We'll get to Ben. And then he also beat Ridley pretty soundly, and the coaches made the move and they said, hey, Reedy, you're going to go take the number one man. And he was awesome. Easily the best game that Zach Reed has played for this footy club. Obviously he hasn't played many, and a lot of those have been injury troubled, but he put his body on the line. He defended well. He made Georgiades earn it. Obviously helped with a bit of pressure up the ground as well, but just did what he had to do, was sound with his disposal when he got it, looked comfortable with the speed of the game, had a few big moments, crashing packs, and there was one, I think we ended up getting paid a free for holding the ball, but he was on the ground, he had his hands on his head, and I was like, oh no, he's injured himself again. Oh no, what's he done? But thankfully, it was just him reacting to the big moment. But yeah, I think the real good stories out of this game for me is, Roberts, Reed, and you can chuck El Hawley in there as well. These guys who are so raw to the game, playing so well. But yeah, particularly Reed and Roberts playing the full games. That was really, really special. Nate Caddy had some good moments as well, which I was pretty happy with. So did David Dersma. Big Sammy Draper. How can we forget Sammy, the Checkside king? I'm fairly certain. I know he's kicked 6 goals, 2 now. But were those 2 of those check sides in that first game? I can't recall. I have to go check. But his accuracy with the check side looking pretty good. I reckon we can all stop moaning now. Speaking of moaning and the old Bronx cheer, I did feel really bad for Ben Mackay when the crowd gave him the Bronx cheer. And look, we're doing a pod tomorrow, and I'll probably talk about this then. But I'm as guilty as anyone. I'm putting my hand up. I do that sometimes, and I've obviously hung a lot of shit on Ben, and put a lot of pressure on him. And look, when you on a big salary, you command the pressure. But there was part of me during that game being like, I do feel like we got to kind of get around him, because being out of form is one thing, but also having the supporters on your back is something else. And obviously, criticise in private and have those conversations, that's fine. But I think at the game we do have to try and get around guys like that as much as we can, because, yeah, he's had a couple of really bad weeks. Playing fullback in that game last week is probably the worst spot you can be with the ball just coming down there constantly, being beaten by your man, and then this week having a pretty poor start. I could imagine it was, would have been challenging for him mentally, but it was good to see him with a smile on his face at the end of the game. And, got involved in some good plays in the second half, which was nice. But, yeah, I was definitely thinking there myself, being like, I should probably do a bit better with this kind of stuff. And it's funny, these sort of wins, when you've had a week like this and we get back on the good old-fashioned Essendon redemption cycle, that when you've blown up as much as I did on Monday, you simmer down throughout the week, and then you get a win, you kind of like, oh, maybe Brad's right. Maybe it's not as bad as it seems. It's not as good as it seems. Maybe this is just the roller coaster of footy. But yeah, it is nights like this where, I do think about stuff that I've said on the pod and stuff that other people say to me, and the way sometimes the fans, we all behave. And I'm like, maybe I can do a bit better. But look, great night. Awesome to get off the mark. Long season ahead. Lots can happen. We'll temper our expectations. I think we all still know how the side's set up and all the challenges that we have and all the growth there is still to come. But nice to get the win. Nice to have a long break now. We'll be doing a potty tomorrow, Friday. So Friday after work, I'll be doing a potty with Damo. maybe James if he's free, but Damo and I will be doing a pod in the studio, and then we'll have a little breather next week, and then maybe do a mailbag, and then we'll lead into the D's game at Gather Round, which will be a bit of a laugh. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support, everyone who supports the show, and have a great night. Have a great weekend. Get your colours on over the weekend. Get your caps out and your scarves and whatever other Dons paraphernalia you like to flaunt, and enjoy the weekend. Go Dons.